You a radical quick update on the building collapse in Miami. Of course scientists are mystified. The guy comes out and says it's salt. Working on, okay, then why do all the other buildings collapse? He's full of fucking shit. What a fucking lie. So, the bell tolls. So, ambulance chasing on BALCO. Maybe Derkowitz probably filed the lawsuit. You think maybe it was him? Or maybe Rudy Giuliani filed it. One of these scumbags. First, what a metaphor for Americana. Fucking the old USA. The first lawsuit that was filed the same day that it happened. Lawsuit order filed. Class action. Oh my God, what a freak show this country is. So I want to talk about why I'm on Weber State, about there's a punk ass, these fuckers at BYU, you need to shut the fuck up. Lillard with a Utah Jazz jersey on. Let me tell you a story. I did the play-by-play when Lillard played here. I remember when they were recruiting Damien. I met him right there, first time when he was a freshman. And go ask Randy Ray, you don't believe any of this. I was like, whoa. So his first game, I did the play-by-play, the first game he ever played. And I was like, whoa, come off the bench. And I'm like, where did you find him, Randy? Randy Ray will tell you, well, he wasn't even the best. His cousin was more talented than him. Damian Barry, what a player. But he says he didn't have the work ethic that Damian. I said, nobody has the work ethic of Damian Lillard. No. He says, you do, Kevin. I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like, Damian Lillard is a workout freak, if you don't know that. I mean, a freak. I mean, when he broke his foot, this is an important story to you stupid fucking BYU fools. When Damian Lillard played here, he was dissed by the media. Gordon Monson, fuck, what a scumbag he is. All these fuckers never mentioned, including the local paper, the Ogden Standard, let alone KSL from hell. Nobody mentioned his fucking name. It was Jimmer. I remember we were in Wendover with some guys that are all jazz. I says, what the fuck? There's the free money. Bet Weber State. Basketball. They have an NBA player on the fucking floor. That was the Tulsa game. He broke his foot just days before he was going to play at BYU against Schumer. By the way, Weber State has never beat BYU at BYU, even when Weber had this guy. And you don't think there's a curse. I just think of that Lamar team. Who? So, back to Lillard. I'll tell you this story. Utah media turned their back so hard on, not me, I promoted him from day one. He breaks his foot. I do the play-by-play that year. Frank Layden used to come to the Weber State games. I did the play-by-play. I'm doing the game, and I'm talking to Frank. He sits right there by me, and I'm talking to Frank after the game. I think they were playing Eastern Washington. There was a Utah Jazz scout there. And the Utah Jazz scout walks over to say hi to Frank Layden. We love Frank Layden. Fuck the Jazz. And he comes over and he says, Frank says, what are you doing here? He says, I'm scouting a player. Who? He's scouting. And there was a player from Eastern Washington. Good player. I looked right at the scout and I says, you're an NBA player sitting right there. Damian Lillard heard me say it. He was sitting right by me. The scout started to laugh. He knew it was a Utah Jazz. He started, who's fucking, oh yeah, he's fucking, the Jazz, the greatest coach in history, Quinn Snyder. What? They can't even get out of the second fucking round. Oh, please, don't even get me fucking going. I know Donovan Mitchell personally either. Don't even get me going. I'm pissed off at those guys because billionaire basketball and their Nike contract. Don't even get me going, but I'll come to his defense on this. Fuck, Utah Jazz doesn't let it spit in his face. Where's he going to go? Well, my daughter told me, she calls me from New York. She's, I saw this guy named Damian Lillard. He went to, well, where you been? Because she's lived in Italy and New York for the last 20 years. She's from here. Come on. You don't know who this advertising during the Nets game. Now, where's those Nets? If you don't think injuries matter. Oh, they matter. Tell that to fucking Kevin Durant. The foot injury. How about fucking Booker playing with a broken nose in 3 fucking places? Holy shit. He's got, his nose is broken 3 places. So, they laughed at him. So I got to put this up in his defense. I see him around all the time. I just talk to him like this. Hey, Mr. Lillard, you want my autograph? How's the kids? You know, so I'm disgusted at all their celebrities and what they, but he ain't going to Utah. They're running advertisements in New York. He'll play for the Knicks, I think, I hope. O for Ogden, for Oregon, for Oakland. He's all that, talent-wise. Now, what they do with their celebrityism is disgusting. Take on, do never forget this. Black Lives Matter was started on this campus by Kevin Blanche. The Million Mass March, it was called. It was started on this campus. Why Lillard was playing? So Lillard, I had a little problem. So I did the play-by-play. This is an important story. I just told some players here on this campus recently. I says, well, you know, Lillard never got to play in the dance. What? What are you talking about? He never played an NCAA tournament. Damian Lillard had by 22 points at halftime in the Big Sky Championship game. #1 school business in the United States goes to dead last. Pathetic. So he goes to, it was #1 when I taught here. So in 2010, they're playing the Big Sky Championship game against Montana. I'm doing the play-by-play. Me and Manny Gonzalez, they run us out of town. They sold out. So this is right. This is before I got cancer. Exactly to the moment, to the second, 1 year before the Fukushima disaster. This is the university that built the reactors at Fukushima, the Wattis curse. So I tell, so Lillard's up by 22 points at halftime. The Montana guys, I'm sitting there doing play. These are people that are doing radio show and found they left. They lost. A kid named Anthony Johnson never missed a free throw, never missed a field goal the entire game. It was the freakiest thing, and I saw some freaky stuff in the D Event Center. I saw Jimmy Valvano cut down the nets. I saw Jason Kidd get upset in his last game. I saw his last high school game, by the way, in Sacramento. Oh, they won. They got beat by the Cheeseheads. I saw lots of upsets in that building, including when Weber State's best team they ever had, 1980, when who? So Lillard's, I go into the bone, I get cancer, as you know. I got leukemia, went in the bone marrow transplant 11-11-11. So in 2012, I get to come out for just a little while. I have a nurse with me all the time. I'll always stick up for Weber State basketball for one reason, because the whole campus turned their back on me. The president of the university was a corrupt piece of shit named White then. I mean, the whole place, they could have paid for my cancer. I was a student professor there. We were #1 school business in the country. I taught there. I graduated. They fucked me. It's a long, ugly story. Now they're dead last. Don't go see the Dalai Lama. So I come out. They're playing the Bracket Buster game against Texas Arlington, and that team was good. Oh, you don't think small market team Texas are any good? Tell that to Weber State when a team named Lamar beat them. Weber State had a home game. Arnie Farron was, he's from here. Yeah, he ran the NCAA show. He's from here. So is the first player of color in the history of the NBA. Won't mention his name. I just had a conversation with the president of the university, Brad, and I about what? I says, you don't do something for him. He says, yeah. He's Japanese. Fukushima. So, after the game, Anthony Johnson was interviewed, and he says, you never did that before, you never did that after. He was interviewed about a year later. Never went anywhere, never did anything. He says, yeah, I had an out-of-body experience. The D Event Center, built by the Nuclear Energy Crime Center when GE merged with Utah Construction, who built the reactors of Fukushima, was built on an ancient burial ground. Oh, I know, I grew up there. So, Lillard never got to play in a tournament. The Utah media spit in his face every chance. Oh, does it matter? Oh, it matters. So, Lamar asked Billy Tubbs, upset Weber State. They were a #6 seed or a 5 seed at home. They got beat. It's a Wattis curse, I call it. Damon never played in a tournament. He's all that, then some as a player. I knew that the first year. You don't believe me? You go ask Coach Randy Ray. I'm very close with those guys. I work for the team for free. So I'm in the bone marrow transplant center. They sold off our signal, KWCR, 88.1 the beat. They would never got away with it, but I was fighting for So the first game I got to go to with my nurse, with my mask on, I got to come out of the bone marrow just a little while. We went to that game. That was Lillard's best game. I did the play-by-play. And, sucked up, weighing 119 pounds, clinging to life, full of cancer. The only people that showed me any respect was BYU, Weber State. Fuck BYU. I hate those fuckers. What they've done. And you don't believe that I have clout down there. Look up. They're going to name the English department after my auntie. Yeah. Her last name's Blanche. She never got married. So they spit in Damien's face, including the Ogden Standard Examiner. Nobody gave him the time. Oh, we knew here. Fucking play back the tape, Your Honor. I promoted him every chance. I'm like, you're NBA players. I knew right off the get. I'm like, this dude's unbelievable. I mean, and the other thing, he didn't miss free throws. Randy used to beg him to shoot from outside more. And so the next year they go out to Montana because it was a freak they tied in the, I mean, it was just a fluke. They were all that, and they got beat up there. You could see at the end of the game, Lillard had it. And that's when he started logoing it. That's when he got his name, Logo Lillard. He started bombing in the end of that game, but it was too late. Never got to play in a tournament. So it's a BYU go that photoshops him with the Utah Jazz. Nobody fucked Damian Lillard harder and spit in his face in the state of Utah. Nobody. The only people that promoted Damian Lillard on this campus was Kevin Blanche, me and Manny, who they ran him out of town, sold the radio station's over. They fired us from a job. Whatever. The water's fucking curse. The water school business. Number one school business in the country to dead last. Don't go see the Dalai Lama. Why does this matter? Oh, it matters. Kobe Bryant, a trainer who trained here. I talked to a trainer here yesterday from Japan. He says, I'm never going back to Japan. We have legendary runners on this campus. And these runners, we have a legendary track team. 3 of them have run, just barely missed qualifying. I've told them, oh, God, you got lucky. So he's from Japan. He's in the training program. I talked to him yesterday. I says, when are you going back to Japan? He says, never. Hey, Fukushima. So a trainer at Weber State, who was one of Joel Bass, go talk to him. We have a legendary training program too. I worked for Coach Baglin, you know, in the day. It was Kobe Bryant's personal trainer. Kobe Bryant told him, this is long before the Kobe Bryant nightmare. And he says to me, he says, Kevin, Kobe's a lot like you, quantum physics mind, the elasticity of time. I said, what do you mean? He says, he told me, isn't it amazing how basketball will tell the tale of the future of culture before it happens? Never forget this. If anybody else put this video up, I'm doing the play-by-play for for Damian Lillard's alumni tournament in 2019. I'm like, Damian, he's got a half-court shooting. He sponsors it. He puts it on. A lot of great players show up. It's fun as hell. Damian signs stuff. I don't ever ask Damian for an autograph. You know, because I'm pissed off at what they've used their platform in their Nike contract. He's got a boy-girl twin. So do I. When I see him, I just say, hey, Mr. Lillard, how's the family? You want my autograph? And so I don't bug him. I'm not into the whole fucking celebrity scene. They don't impress me. And so I'm like, Damian, half-court shooting contest. Nobody can make it. Nobody make it. I'm like, go show them how it's done. Shoot a half-quarter. It's on video. I videoed it. I'm doing the play-by-play. He walks out. First shot, half-quarter. Nothing but net. Anybody else did that video would have 1 million views, but not me. Kettle me. The Black Lives Matter, which was hijacked and stole as the police brutality the cop kill innocent people capital of the world, Utah, was based on a no-knock warrant on January 5th, 2012, right, just 3 blocks down from here. Matthew Stewart. And the death of Danielle Lillard. They play back the tape. It turned into the Million Mass March, was invented on this campus by Kevin Blanche. It's an arguable fact. The date of that tournament was 8/24. Why is that significant? Kobe Bryant wore 8 and 24. Remember when he changed his number? He said it was a business move. He said he made $100 million off of it. Jelly Bean Joe Bryant was a great player. I watched him play lots of times in my life in San Diego. He's still alive. Where's your crown? NBA from hard hats to crowns. Dick Modest from here. When he coached them Bullets and they won it, the average NBA player made less than 3 times. Kobe Bryant's dad made less than 2 times. All that money? Whew, dangerous shit, man. Kobe Bryant told him to fuck off and came out of it. What do you mean I got to go to college? He stood up the NCAA. I got fired from this job. They sold it sickle for saying fuck the NCAA. Okay. A little ahead of my time, always am. So this is important. The lawsuit, the ambulance chasers. I think it's irony that it was a BYU punk, and Damian responded. I'll see Damien here soon. I'll just say it just like this. Congratulations on the twins. Boy-girl twins he has. I have a girl twin. How's the family, Damien? Mr. Lillard. You want my autograph, Kevin Blanch's? All the work that was done, both of us, we were both dissed by this university at the same time. What an irony. Fukushima, the greatest event in human history. He was on this campus. Kevin Blanch doing all my work with a central line hanging out of my jugular vein. People forget the ironies, the circles, the elasticity of time, Kobe. Kobe means corona. Kobe means COVID in Hebrew. My Uncle Argyle taught me. COVID-19. Kobe means great in Japanese. Go 20-21 games. Go kill yourself. No running, no jumping, no clapping, no drinking. No fans. Can you imagine? Just the fact they announced them there. Talk about imperialism. Where's your fucking crown? When your crown king nothing. Stand tuned.